Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kure Isagami, your resident Tinkerer and Medarotter, and this is the Medarot News Network, to bring you all the latest developments and happenings with our favorite pet fighting robot series. And as if July couldn't honestly get any better, man, oh man, we have a lot of stuff incoming. Not just from reruns, to not one, not three, but four brand new models making their grand debuts, as well as a brand new diamond type, as you see here, as we celebrate a very momentous occasion in the history of Medarot S. And that in particular, my friend, is the 2.5-year anniversary since the launch of the game. And this, honestly, they have a lot of stuff planned, lots of rewards, and honestly, this is probably going to be one of the most generous events that I've probably seen pretty much since launch of game. So let's go ahead and jump right into what they did announce with this week. And boy oh boy, they announced a lot this week with this week's episode on the Medarot News Network of Shining Like Diamonds. Starting up with the Gacha Banners, as you see here, we have two completely brand new models making their debut. First of which here, our resident Metatuber sweetie, Shu Shu Pop, is getting a remake and a remodel with a model of GBV02 Shu Shu Pop 2 with a kit of Dominion, Blow Away, Spark Strike, Wheeled Legs, and the Auto Charge leg ability. So right alone, that already takes Shu Shu Pop's originally interruption-based kit and steps it up at least 3 levels, not just with maintaining the high speed, but with a very dangerous kit and a very, very valuable support skill as well. In addition to Shu Shu Pop getting her upgrade, we are getting the introduction of a brand new diamond type that even may make the legendary hardness 10 kneel, and that is D&D02 Translators with a kit of Perfect Guard, Hyper Missile, Giga Gatling, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Charm. And honestly, even just looking at the specs initially from the original video, Translators is going to be an absolute unit and a powerhouse when it comes to anything on the field the moment she sets foot on it. With very high resist stats, equally high base power, there is honestly nothing wrong with this model that I can really easily find, but I will go into that in detail when I do cover her breakdown and her analytics. And then last but not least, just with this particular page alone, due to popular demand that I've heard not just from friends of mine but also from the community, D&D 0 Hardness 10, the original diamond type, is also making a rerun after a much long period of silence, with her kit of Hyper Missile, Power Rifle, Mega Gatling, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Brilliance for passive healing. Now honestly, all three of the models here alone are fantastic one way or another and offer wonderful skills that would be a fantastic fit on any mono-female team, or even just teams in general that involve a female bot somewhere on it. But with that being said, I honestly would put more priority on Translators or Hardness 10 first, given the fantastic kits they offer. Shu Shu 2 does offer some fantastic skills, but in the long run, I would definitely try to push for either the diamond types first before you consider going after her. In addition, just as a friendly reminder, the Zoids collab models B Liger and G Spino will still continue to stick around just a little bit longer, so if you have not had a chance to go after them, don't worry and don't fret, you still have just a little bit more time to do so. Now, in addition to this, we are not only getting 2 brand new models adding to the limited pickup, but for the first time in actually quite a while, to be honest, we are getting 2 new models being introduced to the Spotlight banner, being added permanently. And those 2 models, for those that have played Medarot 5 or know the story, are actually old friends of Hardness 10 and appeared in her final boss fight in-game. Those 2 models are BNN0 Hit Seller with a kit of Freeze, Charge Repair, Revive, Biped Legs, and the Fix Plus leg ability. And then in addition, we also see HFG0 Horned Froggy with the kit of Melee Trap, Mirror Guard, Guard 300, Wheeled Legs, and the Hoplite leg ability. Now, compared to the Diamond types and Shu Shu 2, these 2 are definitely not going to be something you want to shoot for immediately, especially given the fact that they are also Spotlights, which means if you miss these, don't sweat it, they very likely will come to you on their own as you make draws for other models going forward from this week. They do honestly offer some very nice skills though. Hit Seller, for instance, offering Revive, which is basically restores all broken parts on the field to an active and still alive ally. Horned Froggy in particular with very nice wheeled legs and the hoplite leg ability. Very moderately solid for any defender that is in need of a high-speed leg. And then of course Mirror Guard you really can't say no to either in that respect. But again, I would prioritize the diamond types and the collaboration models if you have not collected them first, because they offer so much more viability in the long run than these two would that you can collect at any given time. For the fierce battles we have going on this week, a little bit more scattered, but still very good conventional skills all the same. Starting up the line, we have MDZ0 Meduzard with a Medusa type, with a kit of Freeze, Sword, Counter Guard, Multi-Legs, and the P-Loader leg ability. Behind her, we also have BTA0 Mekhong Naro with a kit of Guard Boost, Double Provoke, C-Legs, and the Blowbeat leg ability. And then last but not least, we have everybody's favorite Zodiac Tiger type, SPT0 Sprytooth with a kit of Hold, Hammer, Sword, Biped legs, and the Spearhead leg ability. So honestly, all three of the fierce battles we have this week are really good too, and offer very nice conventional skills you can use more or less just about anywhere really, be it the basic sword between Meduzard or Sprytooth, or even in rare cases if you wanted to use Provoke for forced aggro in rather unique strategies that may require it. That being said, if I did have to give an MVP of the week to anyone to farm outside of any events or dailies, I would honestly have to give it to Meduzard and Sprytooth, as those two usually offer the best all-around and generally most viable and versatile skills that you could offer, especially for female teams or any team that uses a female bot in general. These are two bots you really can't ever go wrong with using or raising just to have on hand. Now, in addition to some of the major announcements that they did highlight for the 2.5-year anniversary, starting up the line, Hardness 10 is getting a new skin being added to the convenience store. Simply put, it is Blue Heart Diamond Hardness 10. Not a lot really changes with Hardness 10 as you see here. Mostly just gets a natural blue color instead of her pink with a more of a, like a soft periwinkle tint if I want to say it. But the diamonds on her knees are instead changed to heart diamonds instead of a standard gemstone shape. So, not necessarily something I'd say is worth going after or definitely wanting to push for or prioritize compared to anything else, but it will be there for anyone that is interested in it or has any diamonds to burn that is looking for an extra skin. In addition to this, the OG Shu Shu Pop, her normal form, is also getting the tune-up treatment, and it's being added to the roster of bots that are getting those upgrades. Now, normally, Shu Shu Pop by herself is kind of mixed in terms of her overall viability, given the fact that she's mostly an interruption-based fighter. But, thanks to the tune-up features, those tune-ups definitely allow her to amp up the game a little bit, with ignoring effects added to her skills, such as Metaphor Seal that can actually bypass Stack Cleanse, or Canceller that can even nullify leg abilities in some cases. Not a lot of information has been given on that 100%, but once it does go live and people do start field testing it, it is going to be very interesting to see if that changes up the meta, since there are a lot of very solid leg abilities that make up linchpins for a lot of builds, and if the leg ability goes out, such as say Heavy Arms with Triple Heavy, that is going to really bring a lot of them down to a crawl. In addition to this, with the event itself, with the 2.5-year anniversary, they have highlighted this 2-week event. Yes, you heard that right. This event will be going on through the last week of July into the first week of August. And with this event, we can challenge to earn rewards such as rubies, Cyplasium, other rewards and resources, including, but not limited to, TJN0 Maru Marmo. You guys might remember this guy from the Season 2 story arc in the game, where we met ever so briefly and was introduced later with Beast Chimera, but now is finally an official model that we can earn and add to our collections. In addition to him, we can also add generic Medarotters, Basic Scientist, and Robo to our rosters to add to our own for passive bonuses. We can also earn the Guardsman medal as an additional medal that we can earn and use with our kits that is also sporting a compatibility with melee, defense, and setup, with compatible legs of biped, multi, and float legs. And then we can also earn a special limited edition, limited time celebration and anniversary voice for Medarotter Nozomi to celebrate the 2.5-year anniversary going forward. All of them are fantastic rewards, and this is only the beginning if I'm entirely honest, because they had a lot of stuff to announce to highlight the 2.5 year, and this is just the beginning like I said. With the event itself going forward, like I said, it will be broken into 2 parts: red tickets and blue tickets. And that being said, this event also will be ticket based. With that being said as well, it is going to greatly encourage mixed parts. So this is one that you really don't want to have to focus on building up or maxing out the whole set for, as simply equipping one of them, as simply equipping a single part on a model will already grant them the bonus. As you see here, Dresadiash and Shu Shu 2 will give you the best bonus at +4 each. Hardness 10, Shu Shu Pop, and both Hit Seller and Horned Froggy will give you an additional +2 per part added. And then all the Fierce Battle bots, as you see here, as well as two of next week's, will also give you a +1 for the red ticket bonus. And all the highlighted Medarots will give you an additional +1 bonus on top of this. Thankfully, this event does not require a gold or silver ticket as the previous one has, but that being said, that should make it a little easier to farm this time around, so that we can collect everything very easily and it not be such a grind fest. And I'm really hoping that with this and the generosity of this event as a whole, this does mean Imagineer is trying to make up for how bad the 2nd anniversary was, because being completely honest, it was bad. It was just very, very bad. Very grind heavy. Not a lot of people made the rewards, and I think they finally understand that and are reflecting on it. So fingers crossed that is indeed the case once this event does go live. As for additional rewards on top of that one, for the 2.5-year anniversary, all players are having access to a free DX Gacha poll. This is guaranteed a 3-star bot of any of the limited pickup models of I believe it said 1 entire set per ticket. So basically you get a free thank you ticket to celebrate the 2.5-year anniversary, whether that be a duplicate or a new model. Fingers crossed for everybody going forward with your free poll, and definitely do comment down below if you'd like what you do snag and how you plan to use it. With daily logins, like I said, they are being absolutely generous this time around too. As you see here, every other day we're getting 25 Cyplasium. That's already allowing you to raise 1 part to 4-star at 20 Cyplasium. And between 3 days, every other day, you have enough to cap that same part at 5-star. In addition to this, we're also getting an additional free 30 rubies added at the end of the login period, and as well as 25 gacha tickets to a spotlight banner, as you see, which in my opinion might definitely mean an easy shot at Hit Seller or Horned Froggy without having to actually blow any rubies to get a hold of them. And then, as if this wasn't enough, there's also a very, very special present for all new players and rookie Medarotters that are just now joining the game or have only joined recently. And for you guys, you all have access to a special welcome daily login, where in this case, as you see here, they give you 10 free spotlight tickets a day, and every few days they'll give you 30 rupees for an additional 10 pull. This by itself, when fully calculated, is a maximum of 130 pulls for all rookies and new players to officially welcome them into the game and get them started with some good parts so that they can keep up with everybody else without falling behind. So for all you new players and rookies out there, not only is my channel going to be a major help to you, this daily login is something you absolutely do not want to miss if you want to stock up on some good parts. And then, once you do have a solid library going, you can mosey on over to my channel and see if you can get a breakdown on what's good of what you collected, what's worth raising, and what's worth just holding on to for the sake of having it. On the community front, that on the event aside, we are still always looking for translators for the Medarot 3 and Medarot Reloaded translation projects. So if you have any knowledge of coding, cleaning, or Japanese with some time on your hands, we are more than appreciative of any efforts that you'd be willing to provide toward that endeavor. It was discussed initially, fairly recently, of wanting to try maybe using DeepL or Google Lens to make the translation process easier, but the team did also mention and relatively quickly shoot the idea down, as they would much rather have organic people actually translating everything to make sure it fits 100%, since automatic translations usually have a tendency to lose something in translation, or perhaps mistranslate something that ruins the rest of the context of the sentence or text. So that being said, again, if you have any talent with some skills on your hands and time on your hands, we are more than appreciative of any efforts that you'd be willing to provide. You can always reach out to me or join our Discord in the link provided and in the comments below, and that'll get you up to speed on everything that has been done and everything that still needs finished up to this point. For the weekly art highlights here on the Medarot News Network, Bei Daisuke is at it again with another paper model, but this time of Mokusei Dio, or Mars King, or Red Robot, depending on how the name is translated. A very popular model from the days of Medarot R, and made an ever so brief appearance in the anime during the World Row Battle Championships. So if you are looking for more paper models to get a hold of, Bei Daisuke's channel is Twitter is you don't have to look any further than, because he does supply links to all of those with passwords where you can download all of the templates. And then of course this piece here by Twitter user Meta Pawapura, who also is currently, I believe, at Wonderfest, if I did read correctly, focusing on a scratch-made model they made of Luminous Stag in the 1/12 scale of the Chikaido models. Honestly, that is fantastic work right there, as you see. Very almost more or less like one-to-one of the model itself, and is a truly wonderful scratch build. I really truly wish I could get a hold of some of these myself, because I would certainly waste no effort or time forking money over to have a hold of these. That being said, definitely give both of these people a follow if you'd like to see more of their stuff in your Twitter feeds on the daily when it comes to Medarot content. But with all that being said, and oh boy, it was quite a lot of stuff to go over this week too. I believe that covers pretty much everything that was mentioned in this week's episode on the official Medarot channel. So I do appreciate y'all for stopping by once again. If you'd like to know more, you can follow us below on Facebook at the Medarot News Network page, or the Metabots Forever community, where I also post my weekly updates and episodes there. You can also join us on Discord in the link provided and in the comments below, and this will give you a closer ear to the ground on anything related to Medarot that gets announced. That includes my weekly episodes, any new merchandise, any new games, any manga updates, or whatever. That is the first place you will hear it before anywhere else. You can also reach out to me personally on Twitter at Isagamikura, so if you have any questions or feedback or comments, that is the best way to get a hold of me. My DMs are always open for this very reason, so never be afraid to say hello and drop on by, and I can definitely see how I can assist you further. You'll also give these good friends of mine a follow as well on Twitter, Bei Daisuke, who I've highlighted in the past for his fantastic papercraft models. You will definitely not be sorry adding his progress to your feeds, as well as the links to his projects that you can make yourself and print them off. And then also give Twitter user Pikugatu a follow as well on Twitter, who does a lot of very nice Medarot fan art as well in his own style. Honestly, both of these people are fantastic, very good friends of mine. You will not be sorry adding either of them to your Twitter feed for more Medarot in your day. But with that being said, I believe that covers just about everything for this week's episode. So thanks again for stopping by, folks. It's always happy to have you in for a visit. Until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.